Hi, this is Rick Harsch with another Corona Samizdat book review. But today's review is going to be a little bit different. We're on the third novel of our press, which is An Angel of Sodom by David Vardeman. But today is going to be a story of two books. By the way, you can skip this ad in 3 days. Okay? Fair enough? All right. Well, I was in the bathroom the other day, and as I was going to shower, which I do on a yearly basis, I had some music playing. I put on YouTube, and I didn't realize that YouTube would stop and play long commercial advertisements. And, when the music stopped, I was shaving and down here, okay? And, so I wasn't in a position to go over and do anything about it. I didn't pay much attention, in fact. But I heard this pompous guy talking about the stories of human beings are the only animal that tells stories. And the stories are very important for the human being, and the stories, and the stories, and the stories. And he ended up saying, nothing, but, he wasn't full of sound and fury. He was full of pomposity and twaddle. Well, I went to see who he was once I was all, dried off. And it was Salman Rushdie, once one of my favorite authors, because when I read Midnight's Children, I thought, wow, that is really a great fucking book, And then I read Shame, and I thought, wow, that is a great fucking book. And then, so I liked him a lot. I found fragments of satanic verses to be brilliant, others to be, just tiresome. But that's the way it goes. You like some of the books you read, you don't like others. But then I came very late to Gunther Grass, and I read The Tin Drum, and I thought, fucking hell, this Rushdie took way too much. I looked for it and I couldn't find it. I have to read all of Tin Drum and Dog Ears to find it. But there's a paragraph in this book that is virtually a ripoff of Gunther Grass. But, okay, fine. So Salman had his tough days, and I'm sure he was a well-meaning author and all of that. But he took way too much from Gunther Grass, in my opinion. And maybe even to the point where the Gunther Grass estate could charge him with maybe taking too much. But I don't know. I'm not going to make that accusation. I'm just going to say he took too much for my taste. I like to read, when I read an author, I like to say, yeah, that's that author, which maybe is sometimes the mark of a great author, is that they're singular. And so to hear him talking about the stories, and his British accent, well, I don't know, I probably have a British accent and I don't realize it. But what I thought about the stories was that, yeah, we are the only animal with stories. And as far as we know, it's rather arrogant of us to think we know what really goes on with other animals. Is it not a story when a wolf reproduces and teaches another wolf how to behave wolfishly? I don't know, but one thing I do know is that our brain, which I read today, they figured out now why our brain is 3 times bigger than that of a gorilla's and 4 times bigger than that of a chimpanzee's. Our brain and our stories have gotten us into all kinds of shit and have ruined the environment for chimpanzees, gorillas, and our stories are basically that comes from the only animal, as far as we know, that uses its brain to rebel against nature because we don't want to die. And we don't know how to behave, and so we try to figure out how to behave. Maybe human beings should do this, maybe they should do that, maybe they should plant something, maybe they should invent something, maybe they should exploit the other animals, etc. And I thought, well, stories, yeah, are important for a novelist, and I'm a novelist, so I would like stories to be much more important than I actually believe that they are. I mean, they're kind of in the best case, a story is an act of desperation perpetrated by someone who doesn't know what else to do, and it can be a really well made story. It can do a lot of things to please other human beings who are desperate, but shouldn't be. If we had the brains of a dog, we would be a far finer creature. And so the importance of story, fuck you, Salman Rushdie, you arrogant prick. You're the lowest animal on the ladder, along with me, and even David Vardeman. But David Vardeman's stories and novels are induplicable. They are David Vardeman's, and and therefore he couldn't get published until he was 63 when we published this, and the stories are surprising people because within his stories he uses language in a in one of the most interesting ways I've ever seen it used. He doesn't dazzle with big words. He dazzles with surprise reactions that capture emotional and tragic verities. And so this Angel of Sodom is completely David Vardeman's, a human being who wrote in his own way. They're very funny, they're very dark, they're very tragic, they're very sad. I was going to look up, there's a great scene in here that I was going to read, and I forgot to look it up. But, incoming fucking call. Read David Vardeman. Go to Goodreads and check out some of the reviews. I just got a guy yesterday just told me what a great book this one was.